So we are ready for our second 3MT speaker. Up next, I'd like to introduce Trent University's representative, Jordan Till, who is doing a Master's of Science in Psychology. Jordan's topic is entitled, Paint Me a Picture, Longitudinal Symptom Stability in Obsessive-Compulsive Disorder. Over to you, Jordan.
Obsessive-compulsive disorder is a mental health diagnosis that is notably difficult to study and treat. And one of the reasons for this is that despite the cliches of like the hand washer or the germaphobe, obsessions and compulsions can center around literally anything that is subjectively important to an individual. And what this means is that under our current diagnostic criteria, we can have huge groups of people who have the same diagnosis but who have wildly different symptoms from person to person. And on top of that, between person difference, we're also seeing that people's symptoms are changing and evolving over time. So this high amount of variance causes us a lot of problems in the diagnosing and the treatment of the disorder. Now, pointillism is an art form. I find it fascinating, but an artist will take seemingly unrelated bits of information and will group them together in such a way that when you step back and look at the literal big picture, meaningful details start to emerge. And we're finding something very similar in OCD research. Using specific data reduction techniques, we're finding replicable categories of symptoms based on the way that they cluster together. And these categories are uniquely predictive of meaningful outcomes and associations. So if we're following this analogy, if you think of each individual dot as a symptom, someone whose symptoms make up the sky, so someone with sky OCD, may respond reliably different to treatment than someone with water OCD. Or someone with boat OCD may have different neural correlates or genetic predispositions and risk factors than someone who has castle OCD. So these categories seem to matter. But if you remember from before, people's symptoms change. So in my research, I'm meeting with people who have OCD. We are building comprehensive symptom histories, and we're trying to see if someone who has boat OCD, for example, at the beginning of their disorder, how likely are they to still have boat OCD 10, 15, 20 years down the line? If we can show that these constructs are temporally stable, and people aren't jumping from one to the other, then it lends validity to the idea that they are meaningfully different constructs, and we may be able to use them to better our diagnostic process. We know that our current resources are overbroad. We know that there's room to improve. We hope that better understanding longitudinal stability can help us paint a better picture of obsessive-compulsive disorder. Thank you very much.